Part 2, Toward the Mystery in the Dark. Medieval mystic Meister Eckhart wrote, "This word is a hidden word, and comes in the darkness of the night. To enter this darkness, put away all voices and sounds, all images and likenesses. For no image has ever reached into the soul's foundation where God herself, with her own being, is effective." I was talking the other day with a friend who is also a colleague of mine. He told me about an experience that he had that lasted several years and ended just this past spring. It seems that about 5 years ago, he began to find quarters lying around the house. Actually, he never found more than 1 quarter at any particular time, but just the same from time to time, he would find one. Sometimes on the carpet, sometimes on a table or a shelf or somewhere else, always unexpected. The interesting thing was that no one in his household was ever missing any quarters. There was no explanation, really, for where they were coming from. Not too long after the quarters began to appear, my friend was talking with another acquaintance of his over dinner, and he mentioned the odd occurrence of the appearance of these quarters. And his dinner companion asked, "Tell me, did someone die recently?" Yes, my friend answered. "My mother died just a month ago." "Well," said his companion, "oddly enough, I've heard of this sort of thing before. Seems it's not an uncommon experience. I've heard of others who have lost loved ones and then shortly after began to find coins in random places around their homes. There's no logical explanation, but I expect that the deceased person is somehow trying to communicate, leaving mementos as some kind of a message for the bereaved. Maybe that's what your late mother is trying to do, and the quarters continued to appear." My friend, who is a rabbi, related this experience in a telephone conversation with his older brother, who is also a rabbi, but out on the West Coast. "Well," said his brother, "all she's leaving me are nickels." And then he laughed, as many of us laugh. "I'll believe that something like this could happen," his brother said, "whenever someone comes back from the dead to show me where they have hid the money." And still, from time to time, the quarters continued to appear in my friend's home. From time to time, the two brothers would talk on the telephone, and my friend would mention the quarters, and his brother would laugh and respond that still he was only getting nickels, although in truth he wasn't even getting nickels, he wasn't finding any coins. And this went on for 5 years. And then just this past spring, my friend invited his brother to come and visit and to preach in his congregation for the holiday of Shavuot. And a couple of days before the older brother arrived, my friend found a couple of dimes on the floor of his study. He didn't think much about them. He picked them up and put them on the edge of a coffee table in the living room. He just left them there. And over the next several days and through the visit, as he walked past the table, occasionally he would glance down at the dimes and notice them lying there near the corner on the edge of the table. Well, on Shabbos morning, Saturday, the day before his brother was to fly back home to California, the two rabbis were getting ready to go to services at the synagogue. They stood in the living room talking for a minute before heading toward the door. And as they did, my friend just happened to catch a glimpse of the coffee table, expecting to see there the 2 dimes that seemed to have become ensconced. But the dimes were gone, and 2 other coins were in their place: a quarter and a nickel. There was no apparent explanation. It also happened to be the 5th anniversary of their mother's death. The brothers stood there together in the living room for several minutes, quite unable to speak. They did, however, share the inescapable feeling that their mother had somehow brought them together. The hair on the backs of our arms stood straight out as we stood there in silence, my friend told me. True story. Make of it what you will. But as I heard author Barbara Kingsolver mention in a recent interview, a mystery that can be understood is not a mystery. There is mystery in life. There is mystery in death. Mystery seems to be quite at home in the darkness, whether it's the darkness of the night or the darkness of our underconscious. There are many gifts, I suspect, waiting to present themselves to us from within the mystery. This is a season for the exploration of that place, of that mystery, perhaps to find the gifts there that have been left for us. Retired Unitarian Universalist minister David Rankin wrote, "I love to pray, to go deep down into the silence, to strip myself of all pride, selfishness, and coldness of heart, to peel off thought after thought, passion after passion, till I reach the genuine depth of it all, to remember how short a time ago I was nothing, and in how short a time again I will not be here." Harlem Renaissance poet Langston Hughes wrote, "Bring me all your dreams, you dreamer. Bring me all your heart melodies, that I may wrap them in a blue cloud cloth away from the too rough fingers of this world." The growing darkness of this season invites us in to meet ourselves here within the mystery of this world, the mystery of the universe itself.